Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle from Danielle's Books. Welcome and hi. It's been a few weeks. I've talked about it in plenty of other places. Last week I was in the hospital and then I got super sick and here we are still sick. But you know what? We're just going to leave it at that. And thank you to everyone who has messaged saying like, hope you feel better and everything. Because we have talked about it on the podcast, which that will be linked down below, as well as my Instagram and all of that good stuff. Check the description box. And any of the books talked about in this video will also be linked down below. So we're going to just brush right past that. And I'm sorry that I will sound sick during this video, but if there was something I could do about it, it would have been done. So, this is going to be a 24-hour reading vlog, like I said, and I'm hoping to finish 3 books. I have lofty plans. The first one is a novella. If you're new to my channel, first of all, hi, subscribe. I'd really love to have you. Usually in these 24-hour reading vlogs, I try to read like a full novel, and then I try to read a novella. So I try to knock out 2 books. So the novella I'm trying to read is The Bell Chime. I'll put a picture over here. I do own the book, but it's like somewhere else in the house. And so this one is about a girl who has like paralyzing night terrors, and basically they're kind of like ruining her life. And it's told in a couple different parts, and I'm interested to see, what exactly all happens. So I don't know a whole bunch. Basically, like, this girl finds a missing person's poster, and it's of herself in a picture she's never seen before of herself. And so that's like, part of the whole terror and everything. I'm excited to kind of dive in and see what all it's going to be about. I probably won't be able to talk about that book a ton because it is a novella, and I think it's like 130 pages or something like that. So pretty short. And then a couple other books I might be reading in this. The thumbnail will probably show you what books I do end up getting to. Some other options, though, are The Butcher and the Wren by Elena. I never know how to say her last name. She's the co-host of Morbid, the true crime podcast. This one is a shorter one, so it kind of works perfectly for like a 24-hour situation. So that's one I've been wanting to get to. And then that one's like a serial killer and a autopsy technician. You get the point of view from an autopsy technician, which I thought was fun. So that's the first option. Another option's a middle grade. And that's Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. This is a library copy. I put it on hold in October, but I didn't get the hold until November. So I still want to read the book, so we're still going to try and get to it. Actually, that was kind of giving me a decent light. So I still want to try and get to it now. And it's a little bit shorter, and it's a middle grade. That one's about like a group of friends who are on a class trip. This group of friends tries to unravel a 100-year-old mystery, save their classmates, and beat the villainous smiling man in his own game. A deliciously creepy and hair-raising tale that readers won't soon forget. So there's that one. And then the other option I have is White Horse by Erica T. Worth. This one was the November pick that we had from Book of the Month. And I'm just really excited to get to this one. I kind of don't want to know a whole lot about it. I'll try and read like some of the, flap here. It says, haunted by visions of her mother and hunted by this mysterious creature, Carrie must find out what happened to her mother all those years ago. Her father, permanently disabled from a car crash, can't help her. Her aunt seems to know something but isn't eager to give it all up at once. And then Debbie wants to help, but her controlling husband keeps getting in the way. Carrie's journey towards a truth, long denied by both her family and law enforcement, forces her to confront her dysfunctional relationships, thoughts about a friend she lost in childhood, and her desire for the one thing she's always wanted but could never have. So, those are some of the options. Like I said, the thumbnail will show you what books I probably end up getting to in this video. but I'm going to start with the novella, The Bell Chime, and then I will check in when I have an update. Also, I need to go to the library because I have a ton of books that are due, and then I have some holds to pick up, and I also want to get some new books. So let's go start the book, and then maybe I'll give you an update like at the library. How fun would that be? So yeah, let's dive into the rest of the video. Again, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because I'd love to have you, and I'm really close to 700 subscribers. And also comment some books you've been reading lately. If you've read any of the books I just mentioned, let me know. And let's go read Bell Chime and go to the library. All right, it's a little bit later now, and I did start the Bell Chime, and let me see what page I'm on. Sorry, I'm about to head out to the library. I changed out of my pajamas that I've been wearing whilst being sick, and yeah, I'm gonna head to the library. I'm on page like 53 or whatever. So basically, yeah, the back of it is literally like what has happened so far. So what's the girl's name? Oh yeah, you don't know the girl's name when you start out the book. So this girl, she's suffering from paralyzing night terrors, and they are pretty, like, really intense. It almost feels like claustrophobic when you're, like, within her night terror portions. You weave in and out between when she is in a night terror and when she's not, basically. So I'm liking the book so far. I do have to say that, let me see if I can figure out the page so I can be, like, accurate. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on page 57. Okay, so basically, the part that I'm at, which this is something kind of unique that the author did, she did something, or she put an intermission in the book. So basically, the way that this first part has ended gives you a satisfying ending as to, the main character's story. So basically, she's like, here's an intermission. If you like the way that this book ended where you're at, then I wouldn't continue. But if you're interested to see, like, what other shit is about to go down, then I would urge you to keep reading. But just know that, like, things get worse. I've never read a book like that before, and I kind of thought that was, like, an interesting way to move the story along, I suppose. I liked the first half of what I've read, and I can definitely see what she means. Like, if you're satisfied, then, like, you're good to go. But I'm satisfied, but I also still want to see how this book ends, obviously. So I'm going to keep going, and yeah, I'm interested to see what all is going to happen. I think we're finally going to figure out the girl's name that we've been following, because, like I said, you don't know the girl's name. You know her, like, boyfriend's name or whatever, and he is just Mr., like, too good to be true. I'll also say that. And yeah, this is an author I have not read from before. I have, like, spoken with this author, though, on social media, and she seems really nice. She also has a new book that just came out. I think it's called For You, and I'm also interested in that novella from her, so maybe we'll have to check that out depending on if we end up liking this one or not. So now that I'm changed, we can go to the library, and then I will keep reading Bell Chime, and I will get you an update when I have one, and probably at the library here in just a second. All right, so I'm currently on the way to the library. I ended up reading a little bit more at home before I left, and I actually brought the book with me. I have about an hour and a half until Zack gets off of work, and so I was like, maybe I'll hang out at the library for a little bit and try and finish the Bell Chime. Sorry, I'm at a stoplight, totally hands-free, so I've got a red cast on my face right now. I am not liking the post intermission part of this novella, as much as I liked the first half, honestly, if this weren't 130 pages, I hate to say it because like I actually have had friendly interactions with the author, I maybe would have DNF'd this. This is not, I liked the first half, and honestly maybe I'm one of those readers where if I ended it at intermission, it probably would have been 5 stars. So I'll just say that. Like I said, we have after intermission, we learned her name. Her name's Lauren. I'm gonna finish it, like I said, because it's only 130 pages, but man, I'm just not interested in the story anymore. It's been a lot more slow moving. You end up, so basically we're now back in time to before, and this is a hard one to talk about because I can't tell you why she was having the night terrors, and so the second half of the book is going back to the past, before the night terrors began and what's like leading up to them. I am not super interested in that, to be honest. So I'll see. I'm gonna finish it, and I don't know. It's definitely not a 5-star book anymore, unless something like crazy happens. But this hasn't been my favorite horror novella, and I actually feel like I'm pretty generous on horror novellas because I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to a 100-page book. If you give me a good plot and a good story, I'll probably give you 4 or 5 stars. But this one just isn't hasn't hit the spot quite the same as some I've read in the past. But I do like her writing. There are some like quotes in this book that have really stuck out to me. And so yeah, I will say this is my second horror novella this month. I read True Crime by Samantha Kolesnik, which was one that was on my November TBR, and I liked that, like, hands, shoulders, arms above this one. That's one of my favorite novellas that I've read in the horror genre. So if you want a recommendation for a horror novella, I would recommend that one over this one. I think that this one has an audience, though, that would really enjoy it. It's a little bit weirder of a horror novella. So again, if you like a more weird book, this also could be the novella for you. But I'm not going to be able to pick this up because I am sick and kind of weak right now. But I have a huge bag of library returns that I'll show you when we pull up to the library here in a second. So I'm going to go take those, walk around a little bit. I'll take you with me. I'll definitely be finishing Bell Chime tonight. As you can tell, it's already night. I didn't even start this video until like noon or something. That was like when the first clip was done. So this will probably go until like about noon tomorrow. But I'll definitely finish Bell Chime tonight. And then also I'll have Zack update you on the book that he's reading right now because it's a newer release, so you might be interested in that one. And that book is Small Game by Blair Braverman, I think, is the author. I never remember the author, and I feel like I've talked about this book like 100 times just because it's what he's reading. And so I'll have him give you an update on that just because, like I said, it's a newer release, so it could be something that, interests you. And yeah, we'll figure out what my next book is going to be as well. Maybe my next read isn't going to be one that I talked about at home. Maybe it's going to be one that I pick out here. So we just parked, and let's go into the library and find some new books. Alright, so sorry if any of this next clip gets super dark. I'm driving home from the library and I wanted to update you that I got a bunch of books. Like so many. And I also read more of The Bell Chime. I have just a little bit left, and let me see here. I guess that works. I just have a little bit left, so I'll probably finish it tonight when I get home, and then I'll probably update this vlog tomorrow. My thoughts haven't changed a whole lot. It's still not, the second half hasn't really done it for me. Like I said, this just, I don't know. We'll see how the last little bit wraps up to see if it kind of redeems itself at all. But I am intrigued to see how this is gonna end. So I'll give it that. And then I found some really good books at the library. I tried to show you some. I didn't think it would be busy at the library for like a Monday night. But there were a decent amount of people there, and there were a decent amount of people at like the tables and the booths. So my plan was to like sit down and film the library hall there, but there wasn't a spot for me to sit down and do that. Unless I wanted to sit right next to someone, and with me being sick, I definitely wasn't going to do that, and I also wouldn't have vlogged if I was sitting right next to someone in the library. So I tried to get a clip when I was checking out. I didn't even show everything. When I got there, I had some returns to do, and some of the returns I did, I wanted to renew because my renewals expired on it, and so I wanted to get those, a couple of those rechecked out. And then I had some holds, which I think I showed a clip of that. And then I found a whole bunch of books I didn't even know I was looking for. So I think I have like between 15 and 20 books. So we've got a lot to choose from. Some books I chose because of Zack, because I know that there's a few titles that I grabbed that I know that he's been wanting, and then I got some for YouTube videos, and yeah, I'm probably going to do like a quick haul while I'm like unbagging them and putting them on the shelf when we get home. So we'll do that. We'll finish The Bell Chime tonight, and then we'll decide what the next read is going to be. So I will see you at home. All right, so back home, and I wanted to eat some dinner and also finish The Bell Chime real quick because I only had 30 pages left. So I did that, but I'm going to talk about it after I do the library haul nice and fast here. And also Zack just got home, and I'm going to have him tell you about his book because it's a new release. I feel like I've mentioned this, but, you know, I got sick brain, so I'm not totally sure. All right, first up, we have Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doty. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. Big questions from tiny mortals about death. This is a nonfiction. I heard that it's a super fast read, and it's one I've been really intrigued by. So that's the first one I got. We'll put that on the shelf over here. Maybe I should put these all in a book cart, actually, because I got so freaking many. Okay, you saw this one. Ah! Thought my bag was going to fall. This is In the Company of Witches by Oralee Wallace. This is a cozy mystery. I can't remember if I don't think I mentioned that in this video. I have kind of been interested in trying a cozy mystery. And this is what I'm starting with. I heard about this from BookTube a bunch, so I figured this would be a good place to start. So, here we go. It's like a little, like, mass market paperback size almost. So, I'm excited for that. So, we got that one. Let's see what else here. These are all gonna fall. I gotta go through these a little quicker. Otherwise, this video is gonna be like 5 hours long. Blood Sugar by Sasha Rothschild. A thriller that came out this year. I've heard good things about that one. So, there's that. Zach, do you want to pop in and say hola?
Hello.
Okay. Do you want to show up the book that you're reading?
Small Game by Blair
Oh my goodness.
Braverman.
And how are you liking it?
I mean, it's okay so far. I haven't read a whole lot. So I'll have more information when I continue reading tonight, because now I've got time since I'm done with work.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop.
All right, back to the haul. Can't Look Away. Carola Lovering. This is a new thriller that came out, I believe, this year. Let's see. Let's see here. I don't know a whole lot about this one. You won't be able to look away. A new release one. So, I'm interested in trying that. Alright, like I said, I got some books for Zach in here, too. Alright, the next thriller I got is The Swell by Allie Reynolds. Zach read a different book by this author. He read Shiver. I never got to that one, but I would like to this year. And I remember that he really liked Shiver. So this is one that's more set in the summer. This isn't like top priority from this whole haul, but I wanted to get it since I saw it in the new release section. This thriller I got because Zach has been really wanting to read it after we read The Chain. And this is The Island by Adrian McKinty. He mentioned, like I said, really wanting to read this after we finished that one. So, excited to see that this was there. What else? Now we have some of the holds that you kind of saw me grab from the shelf. We have Eileen by Otessa Moshfegh. This one is a horror that's around Christmas time. All they had in stock, apparently, is the large print. I've never seen this book cover of this book before. Wow, okay. Talk about large print. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do with that. So, there we go. Got that one. And then we also got another Otessa Moshfegh, and this is Death in Her Hands. I've just heard really good reviews of this one, for this one, so I wanted to get it since I saw that it was in stock. So, we got that. This is another release that I've kind of been interested in. This is Loot by Jennifer Thorne. Honestly, the cover really got me for this one. It's very purple. I've heard of this one. I think it's like a horror fantasy, a fantastical horror, if you will. I'm not totally sure. On the idyllic island of Loot, every 7th summer, 7 people die. No more, no less. Well, that got me intrigued. Was that you?
What?
Did you just hear that description?
I vaguely just heard it, yeah.
Didn't that sound so good?
It did, yeah.
Alright, next freaking up. We have, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I have heard such good things about this book, and this is like some people's like new all-time favorite book since reading it, and neither of us have read it, so obviously I wanted to give it a try, and I was actually shocked that they had it. So there's that. Next up, we have a Darcy Coates. We have Gallows Hill, which honestly this could be your next read. I don't know, we'll see. Did you hear me say I got you The Island?
Yeah, I heard you say it.
Anyway, Gallows Hill. We owned this at one point, then we got rid of it, and now we don't have it. What are you doing?
Feather. It looks like a spider. Sorry.
Alright. Anyway, so we got that, and then that's it for the big bag. Alright, these two I got, they were honestly cover picks. I literally know absolutely nothing about them. So, let me get those out. We have Shut Up, You're Pretty Stories. This is a story collection. Honestly, I really just like the title and the cover, so we got that one. And then the other one I got, was honestly, I have absolutely no idea what this is about, truly. This is called High Times in the Low Parliament. It was short and it had a pretty cover. Honestly, this one's not at the top of the priority list from this haul. Next up, another newer release is Mary by Nat Cassidy. My library had a ton of newer books available. I was pretty surprised by it. I think I walked you through the new fiction shelves, so if you saw any that you liked, let me know. This is such a long clip for a freaking library haul. Anyway, Mary. Alright, next, we gotta move quicker here. We have another new release. This one, both of us are really excited about. He doesn't even know I got it, but I know that he was interested in this. This is Leech by Hiron Inez. I don't know. This is like a sci-fi horror, and this cover is super enticing. I really, really, really want to read this. This is another shorter one too. It's just over 300 pages. Isn't that cover amazing?
It does. It looks really weird.
It does. Okay, good answer. Okay, next up, this is shout out to a subscriber. So there are some subscribers of either Zack or I, or both of us, who we talk to not frequently, but we keep up with each other and we'll message and everything. You know who you are, if you are one, but one in particular is Scott, and he always recommends Bentley Little to Zack, and so I picked this one out for Zack because Scott always mentions The Mailman by Bentley Little, and so I got this one for Zack to read. So maybe he'll read this one next. Ow, Bailey. She just stepped on my foot. So anyway, I got this, and that was perfect. So shout out to you, Scott, because I'm assuming you're watching this, but who knows? Next up, we have The Laws of the Skies. This one I got because of Book Talk. I've heard a few different book talkers that I pay attention to talk a lot about this book, so, and I've heard it's just super fucked up, but that's all I got. Let's see here. Last up, this is one I've never heard anything about before, but I saw it. I was super intrigued by the cover. This is a newer release, and this is the first volume in a new graphic novel, horror novella. No, what? The first volume in a new graphic novel, horror trilogy, from these authors, and they are the authors of Monstrous, which I've heard a lot about. Oh, this imagery is insane. Look at that. How cool.
Insane.
I've never heard anything about this, but I'm fucking stoked. Alright. Sorry. Okay. And that's it for the book haul. So, like I said, we kind of went wild at the library. Can you just put that on the chair, babe? Alright. Now for the bell chime. We're going to end the night talking about this and trying to pick what I'm going to read next. So, I'm going to settle at a 3-star for this. It didn't end. I read it till the end. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything to, suck me back in. I think that the first half was better than the second half, but it's still fine. I think that this is a novella that's going to be a hit or miss for people. I don't know. It just didn't work for me, and that's okay, because it will definitely work for other people. So I'm going to settle at 3-star. Like I said, the beginning was better than the end, and book number 1 for this video is done. So there's that. We'll get a book update from Zack on Small Game hopefully tonight before we end the night, and then I think I'm actually going to try and power through this as my next read, because honestly I'm super intrigued by this. I just can't get over the imagery. Look at that, babe.
Freaky.
Isn't it super cute? Okay, so anyway, we're going to read that, and then I might do Leech, or I might do one of these that we already had planned. So once you'll know which one I did. Like I said, it'll be in the thumbnail. So Yeah, I'm gonna start this. We're watching the Monday Night Football, so yeah, we're gonna get to that, and we'll get an update from Zack and me in a little while, and yeah, I'm tired from talking now. Alright, you guys, as you just saw, it's literally 6:40 in the morning. Since I got sick, I've been waking up super early just because it's been hard to sleep. So I'm just gonna sit here and read some more of The Butcher and the Run. Zack is still sleeping, Bailey's still sleeping, so it's just me, and I'm gonna get more into the book. I've literally read like 5 pages, so good morning, and let's see how much we can get done with reading in this last portion of the 24 hours. All right, everybody, it's a little later now in the morning, like 7:30 or something like that. So I've kind of figured out what's going on a little bit in the book. So again, I'm reading The Butcher and the Run. We're getting alternating chapters between Jeremy, who is the butcher, and then Ren, who is like the forensic pathologist. I don't exactly remember her title. But those are the two storylines that we're following. And I mean, this doesn't seem like a very like complicated story. It seems like, I mean, it just seems like it's going to be very predictable. And I guess I don't want to say what my predictions are in case at the end of this I'm like, yeah, I mean, that was easy. It's nothing like, I'm enjoying it fine. Like, it's nothing like that's really captivating or anything. Like I said, it's just kind of a straightforward story. And it's very, I'm not a big fan of the writing. It's very, you know how there's like show don't tell. She's like, it's very much so like tell. She's not really like painting a scene or anything. Like, it's just like straightforward, like Ren is doing this and this is what's happening, and oh, what did you say over there? Like, I'm outside with Bailey right now. You can kind of see her over there. She's wearing an elf outfit. Anyway, so the writing isn't like my favorite by any means, but I'm still going to keep trucking along, and I'll get you another update when I get further into the book. All right, so I have finished The Butcher and the Run. And unfortunately, this video just didn't land me a new favorite book. I'm going to give this book 2 stars. I think that if I liked the ending better and if a couple other things were different, the most I would have ever given this book is still 3.5 stars. I thought the ending was incredibly annoying. Maybe just not my favorite thing. It ends on a cliffhanger, and it's stupid. Like, my original plan for this book was to read it with All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I was going to do a reading vlog reading both of those books. 2 podcast hosts, both of them released a thriller book like within a couple weeks of each other, if not maybe even the same week. And so I was like, oh, that's fun. I'll read both of these books in the same video, and it'll be great. I was pissed about the ending in that book too. Now, All Good People here, I still gave 4.5 stars. I didn't give it the 5 because I didn't like how the book ended, but there was multiple things I didn't like about this book. First of all, the ending, like I said. Second of all, these characters weren't all that enjoyable to follow because we like didn't even like get to know who these characters are. Like, I think that it's hard to, I don't know, like root for characters if you don't give us like what, I don't know. It's hard to root for the characters if you don't know who they are. Like, we didn't really get a whole lot of backstory into these two main people you're following. You're following Run, like I said, who's the forensic pathologist. She's the one who's like trying to solve, or trying to figure out who the serial killer is. And then Jeremy, who is the serial killer. Now, you get both point of views, which I liked. Partially. I think that the book almost was, I don't know. It's so hard to talk about because I don't want to spoil anything. Like, this book just really didn't work for me. And I know that I've seen some reviews, and one of my friends really enjoyed the book, but I just had so many, like, issues that just weren't my favorite thing. I thought that some parts of this book were completely unrealistic. And so for those reasons, I'm giving it 2 stars. So I guess numbers wise, I liked the bell chime better, but honestly, I'm not even sure if that's true. I just really, neither of these became a new favorite by any means. So me trying to get back into reading and back into the swing of things doesn't work all that well when you have 2 books that are 3 stars or less. So I really need to find a 5-star book to read now so that I don't start going backward and like starting to get into a slump or something, because that's the last thing I need right now. So I'm just going to end the video here after that book. I do plan, for the people who have stayed until now, I am thinking about doing vlogmas or a type of it. Did I mention this earlier in the video? I'm not totally sure. I really enjoy doing daily vlogging, and I feel like daily vlogging is easier than even 24-hour reading vlogs, because there's just a natural, like, you start it in the morning and you end it that night, and then like people know, like, that's it, like it's daily. And I don't know, that's the type of content that I like to watch too. So I don't know, I've been toying with the idea of doing that. If you'd be interested in watching that, please let me know, because that would help me decide if it would be worth it or not. Let me know what you're currently reading. Let me know, give me some recommendations. We're still on our book buying ban, but obviously you saw that I went to the library and got like 400 books. So we could always go back to the library. Just give me some options for like a good, I'm feeling like I want a thriller, but I'm not sure. So yeah, let me hold these both up. These are the 2 books that I read in this video, and if you read either of those, let me know your thoughts on them, because I still would be interested in hearing them. And sorry I didn't go super in depth into either of them. Honestly, they're both so short that anything could be a spoiler at this point. So I was just really trying to avoid doing that. So if you have any questions about the books, though, you can leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. But yeah. Also, I wanted to mention too, before I sign off, this week is Thanksgiving, and This video should be going up on either Tuesday or Wednesday. I also wanted to say that Friday of this week, so the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, as some people know it as, is Zack's birthday. My husband, Zack's books, all of his stuff will be linked down below. And I think that it'd be really cool if you guys, like sent him some happy birthday messages on Instagram, or just let him know, even though he's been gone, he's been sick with me and everything, even though he hasn't posted anything in November yet, that y'all are still thinking about him, because honestly, he's been wanting to film, but because he works at such a big retail store, the month of November is so hectic. So his schedule has just been like so crazy. And then with him being sick, he just literally hasn't even had time to film anything. So, but he has been wanting to, I promise. So send him some birthday messages. Let him know. You say happy birthday if you do. Or send him a book. His wish list is always linked in his videos. Or, I don't know, just like show him some birthday love. But anyway, that's it for me, and I will see you in the next video. I should have a December TBR coming up within the next week. So that's one that you can look out for. And yeah, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. You'll see this video before Thanksgiving. And then, yeah, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, a good week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel too, because I would really love to have you. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.